Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm coming at you with 6 different software I use on Windows every day. Some of these are a little bit obscure, so I'm hoping that you learn something new. You leave here with a new piece of software, at least one, I hope, and it makes your life much easier. So let's get started. All right. So on my desktop I have something called Useful Software. I made this folder just for this video, and in here there's 6 other folders that hold what I consider very useful software. So I'm going to go into the first folder here, and that reveals Winderstat. Winderstat is amazing. It helps you locate where all of the data on your drive is, and helps you locate like the large files that you may want to delete or move or maybe even just keep, whatever it may be, but it lets you find out exactly what's consuming most of your drive. So we're going to go with the games drive because that's my largest drive, and it's got all my games. So we're going to do that. We're going to hit OK, and it's going to start scanning this drive. And as it scans, it's going to adjust this percentage. So these little Pac-Man icons means it's still scanning these folders. It's not done yet. And this takes a little while, and the larger your hard drive, the longer this is going to take. I've already scanned this before, so it's a little bit faster. But as it scans, it's going to say, of the consumed drive space, this is taking up 83.2%. So that means of the, it's a little over a terabyte consumed. It's a 2 terabyte drive. But it's saying of the total data you have on there, this is consuming 83.2% of it. So you see 1.2 terabytes is consumed on the drive. This is taking up 83% of it. So we're going to definitely want to look in there and see what the heck is in there. So we're going to go to Steam. We're going to go a little further. You see Steam Apps is the large folder. Common is large. We're going to go in there, expand that. And this is going to show you, obviously, in this folder, all of my games I have installed. I have Halo, which is taking up 76.1 gigs. Phantasy Star, which I've never even played. Neo, Payday 2. They're large game installs. And of course, again, this doesn't have to be games. It could be anything. Maybe large 4K videos you have, a 4K movie. I don't know. It could be anything. But when you come here, you can right-click and you can remove it from here. And this successfully uninstalls it. I've never had an issue uninstalling from here. I've never had any problems, but I would recommend if you uninstall like that, just doing a registry scan, because that's going to leave some things in the registry that you can have removed. Something like CCleaner, which is a useful piece of software as well, but it's not on this list because everyone pretty much knows about it. So okay, that's it for Winderstat. We're going to move on to the second folder. What is behind folder number 2? Ninite, or Ninite. I don't know, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Ninite? Anyway, it's a website, but it helps you install and update all of your programs at once, as the website advertises. It's a faster way to get some of your more popular apps and software you want on a new rig, or maybe you reformatted your rig recently. I recently built a new one, so I came here and used this to install a lot of my more popular pieces of software here. So if you haven't checked out that rig build, by the way, check that video out. It's going to be on the on this YouTube, so take a look. You'll find it. So anyway, you come to Ninite.com, and you're going to select the things you want to install. Let's say I love Chrome. I always install Chrome. I grab Steam. What else do we want? 7-Zip and WinRAR I use a lot. And I don't know, Dropbox. I use Dropbox. Okay, let's go ahead. Continue. Bam. This installer includes these five different software: 7-Zip, Chrome, Dropbox, Steam, and WinRAR. I'm going to say keep, and I'm going to run this. Now, I have all of this installed already, but if I didn't, it would install all of it pretty quickly. So Chrome, 7-Zip, Steam, WinRAR, and Dropbox, and it'll also update it if it's got the update there. Steam updates quite frequently, as you guys probably know. You see an update for Steam like every day. So I happen to have a newer version of Steam than Ninite has, but if they happen to have a newer version, it'll update that app for you. They also have a pro version. I've never used it, but they have a way that you can quickly install everything. It's a little bit more, I don't know, automated, I suppose. A little easier to use, but I've never tried it. I've never tried that out, so I don't know. You're welcome to give that a shot. Let me know what you think. So hopefully you guys like this, make use of this, save yourself some time. But let's move on. Let's move on to number 3. All right, number 3, core temp and GPU temp. I put 2 of them in there. They're different software, but I put them in there because they're pretty much the same thing. I didn't want to have that be number 3 and then GPU temp be number 4 and kind of, you know, jip you guys out of one piece of software here. So these are both temperature, obviously, temperature related tracking software that I really, really like. Now, I like knowing my temps, especially when you build a new build and you want to make sure everything's cooling appropriately. And when you're overclocking, that you're not getting your temps too high, all that good stuff, right? It's just nice to know. So let's start with core temp. Since we have 2 pieces of software over here, I'm going to throw GPU temp a little bit over. We're going to concentrate on core temp. So core temp here shows the Ryzen 9 5950X, little humble flex right there. It shows all 16 cores, right? You see what their clock speed and the load on each of the core. But you only see the temp of 1. That's because I set it up like that. So the highest core's temperature is what's at the bottom here, right? So if we go to Options, Settings, we can go to Display, start core temp minimize, which is the way I like to have it. It starts with Windows, and then if I ever close it, it just closes it to the notification area, and it doesn't actually close the entire tracker. But if we head to the notification area in the settings, we can change it to highest temperature per processor if you have a dual processor set up on your computer. Most people do not. But let's say all cores. If we go to all cores, it'll show you the temps of each of the cores on the processor. They're all running at 46 right now. I don't really think that's useful for me, and plus it's you know, the more cores you have, the more space that's going to take up on the taskbar. So I like going with the highest temperature, and then you can select the font and change the font size and font style, all that good stuff. You could change the color if you'd like. And I went ahead and did that and changed it to red. AMD, red, that kind of, you know, that works for me. I like that. So I'm going to hit OK, I'm going to close it, and you're going to see it's going to close down to here. So that's it for core temp. Let's move on to GPU temp. GPU temp, obviously this is for your GPU, your video card. So we see the 3090 here, another flex, and you get to see the temps and the load and what's going on with the GPU. Plus you get a nice little graph in GPU temp. So if you're like playing a game and I don't know, you play for 20 minutes and you close the game, you could pop up GPU temp and take a look at what the graph shows. So I have it set to start minimized and minimized to tray. I do run it on Windows startup, but I had a little bit of an issue when this was checked, so I just ended up setting it up in Windows and putting it in the startup folder. That was better for me. And the options might seem minimal, but if we come down here to the temperature and right click, you get change color, which is actually quite important to me. I didn't like the default color, so I changed it to green for NVIDIA. So AMD red, that's processor, GPU green, that's video card. That's how my brain works, and it works for me. Hopefully you come up with your own system, or you steal that if that works for you. But that's it for number 3, GPU temp and core temp. All right, number 4, ShareX. So let's hop up in here into ShareX, and let me explain a little bit about what this software does. ShareX is a screenshot software, but it's so much more than that. It could also record your screen and make things super simple for you. Let me dive in here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So real quick, we'll jump to task settings. We can just have some little settings you can adjust after you take a screenshot or any capture. If it's going to play a sound, little notification that you took a screenshot properly. You could have it pop up a little toast notification. It's like a little window or a tray balloon tip letting you know down here that, hey, it did take that screenshot. So that's cool if you want a little notification. I personally keep that off. One of the things you can adjust here is the image format. What do you want the screenshot, what format? That's very important because I know there's some people that really want specific formats, and you could adjust the quality. So let's move on real quick, get out of those settings. Let's get into the hotkeys. The hotkeys is probably the most important thing. So here you're going to set up what your keys actually do. So capture region, control print screen is probably something I use the most. So I'm going to use control and I'm going to hit print screen. It's going to pull up these little, I don't know, segmented line here, this little box, and that's showing you what you're going to screenshot if I left click. So if I scroll over here and I left click, it's going to screenshot just this. And it does this by trying to detect what is like a sectioned off area of the screen. Like it tries to detect borders and determine what's like a section, you know, and it does a pretty damn good job at it. It'll detect what's a window. Like, let's say I just want to take a screenshot of this, of ShareX. I can do that. I can come up here and just take the whole ShareX window and left click, or the entire monitor. And one of the awesome things that you can do is you can edit your, let's say, potential screenshot. It's, you haven't taken it yet, you didn't take the screenshot, but you can edit it in the moment. So I want to go, obviously I hit the hotkey and it pulled all this up. So at the top here, I could select a rectangle and I could change the color more to a red and say, I want to put a red rectangle and say, hey guys, take a look at useful software, and I'm going to take a circle here and take a look at MSI Afterburner and start marking things out and change or highlight some stuff that you guys might want to see. You know, I pointed out. I just made a purplish blue arrow saying, hey, look at that, and put text, and let's say Oathbound Gaming. I'm going to put some text. You can change the font color, all that stuff. You could put a ton of stuff on your screenshot. You can even do these faces, which I'm not, oh, we'll do a cat, which I'm not really into, but yeah, heck, you can do it if you want. And then here on the side is where you could select what you want the screenshot to be of. You could do a rectangle region, drag and drop, and select the size, and take a screenshot of whatever the heck you want. You can do that. And then one tip, while you're selecting to drag, if you don't want to take the screenshot, you're like, oh, I forgot something, or I want a different kind. If you hit escape, it's going to cancel the whole thing. If you let go of left click, it instantly takes the screenshot. But if you right click, it just cancels the selection and allows you to come select something else. Let's say I want a screenshot of that, and it'll take a screenshot all horribly disfigured, but it will take that screenshot if you want to do that for some reason. Or maybe you just want to do like a little square box. Maybe you're playing an MMO with a chat box and you want to get a screenshot of that chat box. You can do that real easy. But I'm going to hit escape and I'm not going to capture that. Print screen is just going to take a screenshot of the specific window I'm on, the active window. Like if I'm playing a game, it's just going to screenshot that. You don't have to drag, you don't have to do anything like that. And it's not going to get your other monitors either, because it's just going to get the active window. One other thing I should have pointed out before, if you're doing the capture region, control print screen, this will freeze your screen. So anything in your game will freeze, and it allows you to get a nice screenshot of something in your game while it's frozen. So there's no, you'll notice like the temperatures aren't moving, the time won't tick, like it's actually just freezing this image on the screen for me to pick and choose how I want to edit or screenshot it. Last one is a screen recording. Now this is really cool because it's a video recording, but you can just select a specific area you want. Again, let's say it's an MMO chat box. You just want to record the chat that's going on. Maybe you have some interesting conversation that you really like to save. You can start a recording of just that chat box while you're playing the game. That's still going and that's recording. And then you can hit stop to save it or abort to cancel the heck. The whole file is going to get deleted. So be careful with that. Or another option, if you hit F9 again, it will stop the recording and save it. So you'd hit the same key. But I'm going to abort because I don't really want that. And that's my favorite thing about ShareX. There's one little quick thing I want to get to before I'm done with ShareX. Here, after capture tasks, you get to choose what you want ShareX to do. You want it to save the image to the file, that's what I have selected, copy it to clipboard so I can paste it into Discord if I want and send it to some friends, guild members, whatever it may be, and then upload image to host. What is that? Let me show you. Destinations, image uploader, Imgur. I logged into my Imgur account, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and it's automatically going to upload to that account. But obviously you can choose any of the options here. There's quite a list of options for where you want these files to be uploaded to, or these screenshots after you're done taking them. And then there's File Uploader, which is like the video recording, that will record your video and put it somewhere. You can put it in your Dropbox, your OneDrive, Google Drive, whatever it may be. It can automatically save your videos there as well. So really cool stuff. Really love it. I think it's great. I think it's a utility that helps me so much just for for this channel type of stuff, just taking screenshots of stuff that go on within a game or within an MMO. Be like, hey guys, check out what I found. Screenshot, super quick, drop it in Discord. It's automatically uploaded. I got the link, drop it in Discord. They have it. Takes 2 seconds. And I always push this on my guild members too to say, hey, make sure you guys got this so you can take screenshots of your chat if anyone says any crazy stuff, which we've all seen in MMOs, right? But all right, that's enough of ShareX. Let's move on to number 5. All right, folder number 5, Classic Shell. If you don't know what Classic Shell is, you're going to learn today. So Classic Shell helps make Windows 10 look a little bit more like Windows 7 or a more customized look. So if you take a look at my start menu, you can see that it might look a fair amount different than yours. Windows 10 looks like this, right? Yours might look like that, but I prefer the more Windows 7 style. I could add stuff into here if I want and throw it right there. I don't want that though, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But it's more Windows 7 style. And here you can edit exactly how it looks. So let's go back to Classic Skin. It's going to look more like a Windows 10 type of look. And then Classic with 2 columns. And then Windows 7 style. That's how I prefer it. But you can come here, you can select the skin. Let's say we want large font. And we're going to go ahead and open that. As you can see, the font is a heck of a lot larger once large font is enabled. It's pretty nice to be able to edit that. Small icons, you'll see the start menu icons are lower or smaller. Show user image picture, I could disable that. Whoops. I could disable that if I want, which actually I kind of would like that off, I think. Yeah, makes it a little cleaner. So let's leave that off. So there's obviously, as you can see, you explore with this, take a little time to look in the settings. There's a lot of nice customization options to make it cleaner. Replace start button. As you see, there's a little Classic Shell icon here, but you can change it if you want. I think both of those look pretty ugly, but you can also go to custom and you could pick an image and throw it in there. This is going to look horrible because it's not sized properly, but you could size an image properly and you can get it all customized for your start button and make it unique, make it your own, and I think it's awesome. So moving on real quick into some more settings in the Classic Start menu settings for Classic Shell. You'll see these, obviously everyone's got these right on their start menu. You can remove those if you'd like. Documents, let's say I really don't want that there. Well, I'm going to display as a link and say don't display this item, and now it's gone. Display as a link, and now it's back. You can throw in these separators here. As you see, the separator is the bar, but if I go, hey, don't display that separator, that's gone. It now merged the recent items and PC that were together into one section. So I'm going to go ahead and display, and now they're separated again. So Classic Shell, awesome. It's a nice way to make Windows 10 your own. Customize it so it's not so bulky. All right, that's it for Classic Shell. Let's move on to number 6. All right, last but not least, this is called Shutup 10. I wasn't going to put this in here, but I said, you know what? People might really appreciate this. This is something called Shutup 10. Now, before you use this software, please look at what you're doing with it, because you can cause a little bit of problems for yourself that you really don't want to do. But I don't want to scare you, but it's very, very easy to use it properly as well. So if we take a look at this, this software allows you to disable what they're calling Windows spyware type of stuff. And it kind of is. And I know a lot of people really value their privacy and they would like to disable some of the tracking type of stuff. So, and it's not only that. It's not only like the tracking and privacy stuff. It's some annoying things. For instance, disable tips, tricks, and suggestions when using Windows. That's kind of annoying to me. I want that gone. So Shutup 10 allows you to do stuff like that. So I don't exactly know what Inventory Collector is, but you can disable that. Sharing of handwriting error. I don't even know what that is, but okay. Disable camera in logon screen. That's great. You know, a lot of people don't like that stuff. We don't want any notifications popping up. You can disable all this stuff if you want. Suggestions and start, I've seen that. That's a little annoying. But you can disable all this stuff. Disable recordings of user activity. And it's a lot of like spyware-esque stuff that you can get rid of with this tool. It's pretty simple. And one of the best ways to use this tool is first, investigate it. and look at everything it's doing, and they tell you whether or not it's recommended. Now, I found that their recommendations are pretty spot on. Like, it's pretty much stuff you really are going to want to disable. It's telemetry, you want to get rid of that. User steps recorder, I don't really know what that is, but okay. I'm not into it anyway. I'm not gonna use that feature. Sure, let's disable that. So you can come here and go into actions and say apply only recommended settings, and this is going to apply everything. I highly recommend against apply all settings unless you really investigate yourself what it does. So you can click it and it'll give you a description, which is cool. Steps recorder is used to record everything you do on your computer automatically. The finished record can help a support specialist to solve a problem on your PC. If you don't need this function, deactivate it to enhance your security. I don't even know that was on here. Don't really know how to use that, but that's what they give you a nice little description. If you just click the setting, and it'll let you know what it is. So again, I would highly recommend reading everything before you do anything. But not to scare you, there is a backup option. So take a look at this. I'm going to say apply only recommended settings because I've already done this. And it says, hey, creating system restore points on your PC is deactivated. Creating such points is recommended. So I could turn that back on. You can activate it and say, yeah, you wanna go ahead and continue it and let them run that change, whatever your recommended settings change. But you can create a system restoration point manually through actions, and you can undo everything. If you undo all changes, this will put everything back to normal. Even if you didn't take a backup or a system restore point, this will revert everything even without that. I don't want to do that because I like the way it is, and I highly recommend this, guys. I would definitely take a look into this. This has got a lot of stuff that I didn't even know existed that Windows did. And it did trigger me to kind of do a little bit of investigation, like, what the heck? Telemetry data, what is that? And I started doing a little bit of research, and there are people, there's probably some of you guys out there that really, really appreciate privacy. I know some people take it to like the next level, and I get it, I understand it, but this is gonna be your best friend. If that's you, this will be amazing for you. You'll probably get a nice, I don't know, peace of mind when you use this thing. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think about the list. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon if you like the channel and you'd like to see more of these type of videos. And of course, as always, more gaming videos. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Or day. I don't really know what time it is where you are. Anyway, I gotta go play some games. Later!